So, so obviously you guys know how Black Knife uses parts of Nightmare Night for its melody. Well, interestingly, it seems like the melody in Find Her is a altered version of a melody from Nightmare Night also. Um, so it's not the melody that's at the beginning of the track, but it's the one that's near the ending of it. And now, at first glance, it's not gonna sound or look like it is the same melody, but it's this. It's this melody. So just take a listen to this first. Um, main part we want to focus on is this. So now I already did some stuff. Well, let me yeah. Let me move this back up. I'll show why I did that. So it's this. Again, at first glance, it doesn't exactly look like it's the same thing. Then we have, obviously, this one's the melody from Find Her. Now, the way I know this has probably an altered version of this melody. First, let's take a look at the notes. You guys notice anything here? Because that's obviously a bit interesting that, first of all, it shares quite a few notes. Just extend that. Yeah, it shares quite a few notes, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, and literally if we just swap these, move that up, that's just kind of interesting. Like, you just have to make those few little adjustments and it starts to, you know, obviously there's like the slight differences there, but that's still kind of interesting that it sounds, at least the way it's written is very similar to that melody from Nightmare Night. That's just interesting. I mean, heck, if we go ahead and take the melody from Find Her and do the same thing, let's do that. It's like you end up with Nightmare Night. And honestly, it is kind of interesting the fact that Black Knife uses a melody from Nightmare Night, and Find Her also seems to use a altered version of a melody from Nightmare Night, because that's just, it's weird that these are so similar, because it's like, you know, why are these so similar? That's just kind of strange. Like, these two notes in particular, they're just swapped. And the other difference is that this is on this octave, where Find Her is on this one. Hey, we do the same thing. We move this one up. I find that interesting though, because Yeah. As for anything else, I don't think there is anything else that's similar. It is interesting because in Nightmare Nights, it seems like what Toby did is he took like just the very beginning part of its melody, I think, and obviously used that for Black Knife, and it seems like he did a similar thing for Find Her, which is just, yeah, that's interesting that seems like that's what he did. It's like just this, whichever part of this he just used Black Knife, and it seems like he did a similar thing for this other melody. Which, yeah, that's interesting. Does make that weirder considering how the knight has the weird antlers and stuff. So that does make that a little weirder. The fact that it just happens that it has the same, like, you know, it just makes it weird the fact that Find Her has a altered version of a Nightmare Night melody, and the fact Black Knife also has one. That's just kind of yeah. All I can say is sneaky Toby. To that, it's just yeah. Because like I mean, you can see a good chunk of the notes match, and like these two are just swapped. Just kind of weird. Like it very much looks like a altered Nightmare Night melody. Kind of reminds me how in Penumbra Phantasm there is supposedly a melody from Hopes and Dreams in that. And there is, it's slightly different, but there is like a weird prototype sounding version in that song of the melody for Hopes and Dreams. So it kind of reminds me of that because it's like, yeah. But yeah, just interesting.